Now I'm sure at one point or another every Skyrim player has heard those also lovely words.
A new hand touches the beacon.
And as much as everyone hates it, you gotta admit that Dawnbreaker is a really cool sword. But where did it come from? Dawnbreaker was apparently forged by Meridia herself from a holy light that breaks upon the prince's foes, and the light that emanates from it, according to the Golden Knight in the Elder Scrolls Online, is a crystal called the Dawnstar Gem. Now, Dawnbreaker has quite the interesting history. In fact, at one point it was a different weapon altogether and the artifact of another prince, Nocturnal. Nocturnal stole the sword from Meridia's champion and corrupted it, giving it to her own champion under the name of Duskbringer. But the sword was eventually retrieved, and after the sacrifice of Meridia's champion, was cleansed by the vestige and returned to its prior state. The sword then went unseen for another 2 eras, not showing up until the 4th. But eventually it did come to Mount Kilcreath, where you can get your hands on it in Skyrim. Now of course, the sword was made to defeat the foes of Meridia, mainly undead in the player's case. And to do so, it creates an explosion upon killing an enemy and does a grand total of 10 fire damage. 10 fire damage. For the ultimate undead slaying weapon. I think perhaps we can do better than that. And now, here we are with the Reliquary of Myth mod by Titansbane, a mod that frankly seems more lore friendly than the actual game does. First up, that fire damage is replaced with sun damage, which makes far more sense. The sword also now does triple damage to the undead, and that explosion effect now has a 20% chance to activate on an initial hit, and 2% for every hit after that. And when the explosion does happen, you gain what is essentially a buffed version of the Stendarr's Aura spell, as it will regenerate your health and stamina, as well as any allies, and it will of course damage any undead in its radius. But my favourite thing about this mod is that it adds an effect that will damage the player just for holding it if you yourself are undead, which is just fantastic attention to detail. Now this mod covers far more than just Dawnbreaker, but we will get to those other weapons and armors in time. This mod is available on both PC and Xbox editions of the game. I'm not 100% sure about PlayStation, as Sony is really weird about mods, but if it is, I strongly encourage you to check it out. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any in the future, and I will see you next time.